business. Today, we are here to present before you about the company and the product that may suit your requirement accordingly. Shwetav, before we start this conversation, I may probably put up a question. Why somebody should listen to us? What will be the prime thing that they want to know from us?
See, Rohit, first and foremost, they should be aware about where they're going to invest. So I think first we should talk about our company, our beloved company, Max Life.
Definitely. With that, Lord, I'm just shifting my slide for your explanation. What is this oldest life insurance company in the country?
Sure, Rohit. I'll throw some light on Max Life. First of all, Max Life Insurance is a joint venture with Mitsumi Mitsumoto of Japan. And in Max Life, we don't speak about our company. We let the numbers speak about our accomplishment. So if you all can kindly have a look at the screen, I'll show you some gigantic figures like 99.22% is our claims paid percentage. 269 offices we have and plenty of virtual offices in this situation. 913,660 crores of sum assured. Yes. And 68,471. I repeat, 68,471 is the asset under management. That is the amount of money we are managing right now. We are among the top 10 fund houses in the country. And mind you, we were the first company to start with a free look period of 15 days. That means if you don't like our policy in the first 15 days, you can cancel it. No question asked. We were the first, and then the regulators made it mandatory. So I'll say what we started became a trend. We were also the first company, one of the first life insurance company to be awarded the ISO certification. And we were the first to start the teleservice. And what is not there on the screen, I'll tell you that during this difficult times of COVID, we were the pioneers in digital sales and making our clients happy during this period through digital selling and digital service. Right, Rohit?
Definitely, Shwetav. With that note, let me just start with my presentation. I was looking forward to explain to the customer why somebody should invest in India, why somebody should invest in this 600 crore profit-making company, why somebody should invest in the oldest, one of the top 10 fund managers in this country. Now, let me just explain that to you. Shwetav, I have 5 points to explain why somebody should invest in you. Though those are not the only points, definitely there are a number of points which I can explain, but I will the 5 points why somebody should invest in India. Definitely. The first reason why somebody should invest in India definitely is the highest GDP prediction that this country has. I am presenting before you a slide which clearly explains IMF projections, what IMF is expecting in 2020 and 21. And you can clearly understand that India is on a positive note in 2020. We are expecting a 1.9% of positive GDP growth. The situation that you understand here is that world economies are not at all expecting positive growth in this financial year. You can see all of those advanced, developed, and developing economies looking forward to have a negative growth, and still India is expecting a positive growth. That is the first reason why you should invest in India. Number two, the most important thing I wanted to ask, who is the biggest producer in the world? Who is the biggest exporter in the world? Who is the biggest manufacturer?
Definitely China, Rohit. Definitely China.
Definitely, Shwetav, China is the biggest producer. And by the way, who is the biggest consumer?
It's USA.
USA, right. USA is the biggest consumer in the world. Now, the world's biggest consumer is telling we don't want anything which is being produced in the world biggest exporter or world's biggest producer. It means USA is indirectly banning Chinese product by charging extra levy and things like that. So that is when companies are vacating China and they are looking for next.
Rohit, I think that is the reason like Apple has shifted its base from China to India, right?
Right. Apple have very recently shifted their base from China to India. They have started their production in Chennai last month. Now, look at those collages. I have just presented few of those new things which clearly explaining, can India be the next China manufacturing? Right? All of those companies, not just Apple, many of those companies have started coming to India. Many of them are already in discussion with India. We can explain you in the coming slide who all are coming in as pioneers. Let's see. Number 3, what is the third reason why somebody should invest in India? Indian equity market has outperformed world equity market in the past. We have taken a comparison of last 15 years and 20 years, where we have clearly explained a comparison between India's BSE with FTSE 100, New York Stock Exchange, Dow Jones, Nikkei, Hang Seng, and Singapore. You can clearly see that Indian market has given a 12.96% of growth. And London has given only 3.4. And look at all those markets. They haven't given the recorded result that India have given.
Rohit, I'll just like to ask one simple question right now. You are telling that India has given 12.96 and people in London and USA, they are making 3.04 and 4.4. That means they are not making money. Do you mean that?
Oh, that's a very important doubt. That, you know, when we present, it's very normal customer may think. Are you saying, Rohit, that people in London are not making any money? Shwetav, I will put it in this way. Do you have any idea what is the compounded annual growth rate of dollar?
If I'm not wrong, it is 2.98%.
Yes, it's approximately 2.9%. The annual compounded growth rate of dollar in last 15 years. Now, understand that 2.9% is a big amount. How you can understand everybody knows how much dollar has grown in last many years. We don't have to show any example for that. You look at that 3.04 right now. Isn't that a very good figure? Yes. And now come back to 12.96. This is why I said this is an outperformance. Indian market outperformed in last few years. That is why we are seeing many of those institutional investment houses, including American government, wants to invest in Indian market.
Right. Rohit, that means good news is around the corner, and we have been hearing a lot of news about Facebook coming in and like Apple coming in and lot many other companies. Right? Please.
Definitely. Those companies are like, you know, when we discuss the companies, we are ignoring something very important, that, you know, institutional investors are coming with money as foreign direct investment, that we can explain in the next slide. But definitely look at what happened in the last 20 years. Indian market has given a 10.89% of positive growth, and other market couldn't even match anything to that. Now, the fourth reason that I want to let you know is the higher interest rate India is presenting than any other economies in the globe. Sir, India is giving 6% interest rate, 6% guaranteed interest rate. Indian interest rate is comparatively very high. I still remember when I was a banker, I used to sell fixed deposit at 12%. Shwetav, you were also a banker. You also will have similar memories, isn't it?
Right. And Rohit, just one question over here. So do you mean that these rates are post-COVID, or always USA has given less and UK has given less rate of interest compared to India?
Definitely, over the last many years, USA, UK, all of those economies are giving comparatively very low interest rate. In fact, they have proven something to the world, that, you know, if you keep the interest rate low, you can produce better GDP, corporates can get better loan, and people will invest beyond banking. So this is something that they have proven. And look at those countries like Japan, Greece, Poland, and all, they have given negative interest rate over many years. Now, USA is at 0.20%. This is lowest in the history of Federal Reserve. And look at the 0.70% of, this is lowest in last 400 years, Shwetav. This is last 400 years, lowest interest rate that UK is recording. Similarly, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, China, all of those countries are having 1% or less than 1% interest rate, because all of them want to compete in international market. And India is also trying to create a global banking system. That's why many of our bankers have merged right now, isn't it? Now, when we want to become a global atmosphere in India, definitely our rates also has to be matched with those interest rates. And it's a declared agenda of the government of India to have home for everybody by 2022. Home for everyone is a declared agenda of central government. So in order to have more homes, home loan interest also has to come down. When we are looking forward to have lesser home loan interest, definitely we are also looking forward to have a lower interest rate. Now, let me the fifth point. Actually, this is something which Shwetav have explained right before, that, you know, many of those companies want to invest in India. The first collage that I present before you is a speech which has been delivered by Indian Prime Minister in India-US Business Summit. He have explained it very clearly that India attracted around $20 billion during the lockdown time, and majority came from insurance industry itself. So Facebook invested $5.7 billion in India. India's GST revenue improved by 44% in June. Google invested 75,000 crore. It's not 75 crore or 750 crore. 75,000 crore, sir. 75,000 crore. Understand? Do you think a company like Google will do this without a reason? Because they understand the
Definitely.
potential of.
Definitely, India is definitely a potential investment heaven right now for all the NRIs, and they see it. And so I think our client NRI guests over here should also see it, right, Rohit?
Definitely. Shweta, the point you were highlighting, Apple have shifted its base to Chennai. That is one of those reasons I wanted to show that more companies want to invest in India. Amazon increased their investment by 2 billion. Shweta, I will tell you something very important, okay? All of those
Yeah.
people around the globe, they cannot invest in India. In order to invest in India, you should have an Indian passport, or your parent might have held an Indian passport, or your grandparents might have had an Indian passport, or your spouse should have had an Indian passport. Otherwise, this you cannot participate in this 24% growing story. So what people does in that background? Many of those people in UK, USA, and all, they'll depend on institutional investors to invest in India. Oppenheimer, Vanguard, Chase, those are the world famous institutional investors. You know, when we talk about foreign direct investment, you have to understand in New York Stock Exchange we have Indian bonds, like emerging market bonds which have been listed there. They collect from those market are being invested to India. One of those investment houses called Oppenheimer have written an article in Forbes where they have clearly explained 2020 is the year for India. And I share that, I'm sharing that with the link where they have clearly explained when they are looking forward to invest in India in 2020 because they expect result from India.
Definitely, like I said, India is going to be an investment heaven for all NRIs and even NRI institutional investment. Right. So moving ahead, Rohit. So now we have established the fact that India is the one of the best place to invest, and in fact, for me, it's the best place to invest. But we should always keep our goals in mind. So, do you care to share what are your goals when it comes to investment?
Definitely, Shweta, I would love to share with everybody that, I mostly work on two important goals in my life. First and foremost thing is that I want to build a house of my own, which I'm approaching in next 5 years or 6 years or something. But most important of my life goal is something that will come in 2036. That's my son's education. That is the most important life goal that I put forward, and that is for what I'm working on. So what about Shweta? What is your life goal? What are you aiming at?
See, my life goal is very simple. I have divided into three parts. One is a short-term goal. I want to buy a bigger car in like a 5 years time, and then going forward, a bigger house, outhouse in a beach or somewhere in a hilly area. And last but not least, I'm approaching 30. I want to plan for my retirement. I want to retire early, at least by 55, and I need enough time, like at least a good 20, 25 years to build my retirement corpus, so that I have a good time and I can build a substantial corpus so that I don't have to compromise on my retirement. So these are my goals. And I also believe all our guests present over here will have the same kind of goals with them. Like marriage, birth of their kids, like they want to make an inheritance, they want a retirement corpus, and like you said, children's education. And one more thing, I'll also like to point it out over here. Like I can compromise on a bigger car. If I don't get it, it is fine. Means I definitely want it is fine. But I think Rohit, you can never compromise on your child's education. Like 2036, you must have a fixed amount in your mind, and that is a guaranteed amount you should have in your mind. You cannot say that, oh my God, I don't have this much money, my child cannot go for studies. So, right, Rohit?
Definitely, Shweta. The point is that for my son's education, I might be aiming for a 1 crore rupees, where I cannot take a risk of equity because I don't want that amount to be 90 lakhs, or I don't want to bet it at 1.1 crore because I need 1 crore exactly, and I will depend on guaranteed for that. But my short-term goal, which is my home, definitely I may go for equity option or any ULIP investments. Definitely I can bet a little bit, but definitely not for my son's education.
Right, Rohit. So I think guarantee is the way forward and is the answer. And we are not here only to talk about problems. We are also here to provide solution to our clients' retirement needs, children marriage, children education, and most importantly, safeguard their investment. So with that, will you care to explain what are the products that we have with Max Life which are guaranteed and which can give the peace of mind when it comes to investment to our clients?
Definitely, Shweta. Now I was explaining, two different goals in my life, and you were explaining three important goals in your life. So goals are our, final destination, and we have to pass through certain pathways to reach there. Now we have two separate routes in Max Life to reach your goal. One is equity, and the other one is guaranteed. Today, I have decided to talk only about guaranteed, not because we don't have any equity product, but this is a season of rain, and I have to talk about umbrella. You know what I mean? Interest
Right,
rates are
right.
falling down. So I have to talk about guaranteed investment, guarantee for your retirement, guarantee for your kids' education, guarantee for your kids' marriage. That is why I'm looking forward to discuss about a guaranteed investment today. Shweta, guarantee is ultimately what everybody require in life.
Definitely, definitely. And in Max Life, I'll just like to put emphasis on three lovely products that we have, which gives you guaranteed return. I'll start from the bottom. First is a SAP, Savings Advantage Plan. Then we have a plan called the Monthly Income Advantage Plan, MIAP as we call it fondly. And we have a superstar product called Smart Wealth Plan. So these three are basically the products that gives you guaranteed return. But Rohit, let me ask you, when we talk about guarantee, how can we guarantee them the return? That's the $1,000,000 question which everybody will be having. How can we guarantee? Being an insurance company, how can we?
Definitely, this is an important question that everybody comes forward. When we have listed down three important products that we have here, that doesn't mean these are the only products we have, but just for the sake of understanding, we have just thought about listing three products here. That's it. And I'm coming to the question, what and how we guarantee. We know many of those cooperative banks are in bankruptcy stage. Many of them are running on moratorium. Many banks are facing moratorium. So many non-banking financial institutions are facing troubles in their business. So how you can guarantee the business, how you can guarantee the return is an important question that we face from the customer. Shweta, I have very clear answer for it. Let's assume I have an account with XYZ bank account. Okay, XYZ bank has given me an account 123456. That is my account number. Do you have any idea how this money I have in the 123 account has been guaranteed by the XYZ bank?
They insure that amount with a insurance
Definitely,
provider.
Shweta, that is the answer. That bank insures my bank account. My account has been insured by the bank for a 5 lakhs rupees. That makes one thing very clear, that insurance has an ultimatum of guarantee that nobody else can give. Why is it so? Because we don't have NPA. And Shweta, why we don't have NPA?
Because we don't lend. That's the reason. We don't lend money.
Lend. Definitely, that is the reason why we don't have NPA. We are not an institution that lend the money. And more than anything, Insurance Act is a legislation that has been passed in the Indian Parliament. And that clearly explains any investment you make with an insurance company is completely under the control and regulation of Government of India. Now, look at the most important part, Shweta. I believe IRDA is an angel. We have a regulator called IRDA. It's a guardian angel for the investors. It acts as a guardian angel, or somebody may say it's a watchdog, whatever it is, but it works for the benefit of the customer. Now, let me ask you, Shweta, important question. Once I was discussing this part with the customer, so the customer asked me, "Oh, Rohit, you are telling you don't lend the money. Isn't that a financial institution? What do you do with the money, man? If you don't lend this money, what exactly you do with the money?"
Yeah, I'll answer that part, Rohit.
How you made the 600 crore profit last year?
Definitely, that will be there in the mind of a lot of our clients. When we say that we don't lend money, we take your money, we don't keep it in our cupboard. What do we do with that money? So if you can have a look at the screen, 65% of our money goes to government sector bonds. 65. That means that if we take 10 lakhs from you, 6.5 lakhs goes into the coffers of government bonds. 20% we invest in corporate bonds, 10% in equity, and 5% we keep in cash and MMIs. So if you see, the major chunk of our investment goes to the government bonds, which is safe, and that's how we make our profits. And one more thing also, I like to.
If suppose I'm giving you if suppose I'm giving you 10 lakhs rupees, that means 6.5 from that is being given to the government securities itself.
Right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. That is like 65% goes to government sector bonds. And one more thing, Rohit, if you see since March, we have exceeded the market expectation. When the market expectation is around 8%, the return is 8%. We have given 8.3, and the trend has been the same. And in March 19, when the market was giving 7.3%, yet we were giving 8%. So 0.70% more than the market rate. That's what we were giving. And that's the kind of company we are. And also, I like to focus on one more point over here, that the bank rate of interest. It has, like Rohit said earlier in the presentation, it has been coming down. And like when I started working in 2013, I remember senior citizens FD rate used to be around 9.5, 10%, where it is now. So I'll let you do the math. And it's in like May, if you see what the article my friend has presented over here, SBI slashes FD rate by 40 basis points, second time in a month. Interest rate has fallen from around 8.5. And when we say 8.5 in 2012, we are being very conservative, to around 4% now. So that has been the trend. So if you ask me, we have been only talking about problems. Like the bank rates are falling, the market is not doing good, we are doing better than that. So I'll also like to suggest something. We are here not to discuss the problem. We have solution for you guys. And the solution is, like I mentioned earlier, we have a superstar product that has been designed not by us. Obviously, it has been designed by us, but we have taken client feedback and this is what you wanted. So we have considered a lot of our clients' opinions and we have created a superstar of a product called Smart Wealth Plan, SWP. Rohit, if you can just explain like what SWP, what are the characteristics of it, and then I can just focus on the superstar benefits, because I've been focusing on this word superstar. So I'll be
goal that you have to plan for your retirement, you have to plan for your home, you have car, etc. So different requirements were coming to you. And I was telling about my son's guaranteed education. Similarly, I have asked my sister as well, what is her requirement? So she was explaining she's looking forward to have a long-term income. So depends on people to people, the situation varies. And this is a product that can ensure 30 long years guaranteed return, and suits on different people in different way you want it to be. I will compare this with water. You know, you put it in a bottle, it will have the bottle shape. You put it in a vessel, it will have the vessel shape. So this is a product that can be suitable for anybody requiring on their requirement. One single product with multiple solution is how I address this product to be. So I believe Shweta is with us.
Yeah, Rohit, I'm there. So I was talking about the superstar products with superstar benefits. So what are those superstar benefits that SWP has? Any guesses? So I'll tell you. First and foremost, the returns are guaranteed. Yes, the returns are guaranteed. Second, we have the flexibility. Like you have a short-term option, you have a mid-term option, and you have a long-term option. Third, guaranteed income up to 30 years. Yes, I said it right. Guaranteed income up to 30 years. Today, we guarantee you the rate of interest that will go on for the next 30 years. So it doesn't matter, like tomorrow the rate of interest is 0 or 0.5 or 1 or whatever. You have been guaranteed that interest and up to 30 years if you want. Then complete financial assistance that is there with all security in case of death, and tax-free returns. Yes, tax-free returns. And one more thing I like to also just focus over here, like whenever you go for any pension plan or any in India, there is always a tax, and in this plan of ours, it is completely tax-free returns. And here also we have three variants, like I was telling, a long-term, lump sum, and short-term. So Rohit, what is this long-term income, lump sum, and short-term income?
That's what I was just explaining right before Shweta, the important point. My requirement is my son's education, which I have to address in 2036. I require a lump sum option. Your requirement was your pension plan, isn't it? You wanted a retirement plan, and long-term
Definitely.
that's definitely suit you. And I was telling about the survey that I conducted with my sister, who was looking for a short-term income to make money for her daughter's education. So definitely she will be requiring a short-term income option. So these are the three different options we have available with this plan.
Yeah, right, Rohit. So like, if you see, it's the starting of the presentations, we have been focusing on the word guarantee, and the guarantee matters the most when it comes to our financial goals. And yes, there are few things where you cannot compromise, like in the case of Rohit, his child's education. Like in my case, my retirement, I can never compromise on that. And children's marriage, that is one of the biggest things. From, you might be an NRI, but from a heart, we are always Indian, and Indians always believe in a big, pomp, fat wedding. And for that, the money is required. And for that, SWP is the answer. So Rohit.
Definitely, Shweta, that is the most important thing which I was requiring, and that's where you presented. Now, let me just explain to you what you were requiring. Shweta, I met a customer, his name was George. I met Mr. George in Kottayam in Kerala. So when I met this customer, he was telling me, it was around May, June, that's when I met him. So he was telling me, Rohit, I had 50 lakhs rupees in my bank account. Okay, Shweta, he had 50 lakhs rupees in his bank account, and bank was giving him 38,000 rupees monthly over a very long period of time. And we all know what happened in the month of May. We had repo rate corrections twice, and we had 3 repo rate corrections in this financial year. So unfortunately for Mr. George, it was in the month of May, his fixed deposit got renewed. Shweta, bank called Mr. George and told Mr. George, we are revising your interest rate, and we cannot give you the same rate at which you were enjoying till today. And today he is getting a monthly income of 21,000 only. So when I was talking with Mr. George, he was shivering to me. He was telling me, Rohit, I bought a Honda City car, and I have to maintain this car, and I have to maintain my lifestyle, medical expenses. I cannot work anymore. And I was expecting to give some gift for my grandchildren during the Onam, or during Christmas, or during Diwali. I have to give them some gift. Now nothing is possible for me. How will I manage with this 21,000? What mistake I did, Rohit? This is the question he was asking to me. I was actually really, to be very frank with you, I didn't have any reply to him. But definitely the solution Mr. George should have done is this long-term income variant, where he can go for installments to make a corpus. And with that corpus he made with the installment, he can continue the same income for a long 30 years. That is why the long-term income variant is very important. 20 to 30 years is the period that he can depend on that particular product. Shweta, when I was explaining, I told about Mr. George. That is a fact, that's a real person I met in my life. So I will explain you with another person whom I have just created in my imagination. The person's name is Mr. Alex.
Rohit, before you go ahead, just one thing. If I see in the presentation, you have mentioned 3 generations. So am I reading it right?
Right.
Does it guarantee for 3 generations?
Yes, you are reading it right, Shweta. It is for 3 generations. You are right. You're absolutely right. So I am trying to explain about this product, how it can benefit the 3 generations of yours. This Alex, he was at the age of 50. Let's assume he was having an age of 50, and he opted for long-term income variant by paying 6 years. So Mr. Alex started to receive a monthly income from his 57 years of age. And unfortunately, Alex died at 66. Normally, what will happen to the pension plan? It ceases, or if you have opted for continuing to the wife, it will continue. Yes. So let's say Biba, wife of Mr. Alex, is continuing to get the same income. And let's assume Biba also lived for another 10 years. And Biba died at 76. If this is a normal pension plan, what would have happened to the customer's money? The product ends there, then and there, right? Now, this is the important benefit this product can give you. First generation, phase 1, phase 2, it moves to the second generation. To the son of Mr. Alex, this product can continue to give the same return to the second generation. Arun, son of Mr. Alex, is now at 40 and he is continuing to get the same income since he's the legal heir of Mr. Alex. Feature doesn't end there, Shwetav. Now I'm coming to the third generation. Let's say when Arun is at 50, Manu and Anu, grandchildren of Alex, has passed out from their school days. And the money Mr. Alex have invested, the corpus money, can be used for Manu and Anu for their graduation expense. Have you seen any product like this ever before in your
No. I think this is a revelation of a product. And when I say revelation, I don't want you to believe me that I am what I am saying, but I'll request Rohit to show you in numbers so that it is easier for all our esteemed guests to see what they are giving and what they are getting. So if we can just have a sample illustration, Rohit, that will be nothing like it.
Right. When we have explained the story in 3 generations, I believe it is definitely important for everyone to understand how much you pay, how much you get back. Right? Shwetav, you were thinking about long-term income variant, right? Let me explain to you the long-term income variant. Let's assume Shwetav is paying 5 lakhs rupees on an annual premium and you are paying for 6 long years. Shwetav, your retirement income 2,82,000. I repeat, 2,82,000 will come to you every year for continuously for 30 long years. 30 long years, Shwetav. You are not facing any repo rate correction. We are not changing your rate anytime. You will get the same income without any loss. Continuously, you will get this income until you are 80 or how long, like, long 30 years, you will get this money. At the end of the year, you will get this money back. Your corpus capital investment will be paid back to you without any loss.
That's really wonderful, Rohit. And when I can also see there is a lump sum benefit, so that will be catering to your need, like your child's education. So the same amount, if you are paying for 10 years and you are willing to wait for 15 years, let's say, so you will be getting 88,35,400. And if you are just like what you needed, 20 years time. So if you are willing to wait for 20 years, yes, you are going to get 1,22,21,400. That's right. So this amount is guaranteed. So I see a long-term income solution for me and a lump sum solution for you. So this product is a mix and match of all the good things I can just think about.
Definitely, Shwetav. Here, I will put one question, Shwetav. You are telling me you will give me 1,22,21,400. And can you guarantee me that it will not be 1,22,21,399? Can you guarantee that it will be 400?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can guarantee you, Rohit. I can guarantee you what is written on the illustration.
The entire money can be paid back to my NRE account. That's what you mean to say.
Yeah, I do mean that.
This is when I remember something, Shwetav. In order to have a regular income by buying a flat or something in Kerala, by investing around total income of around 30 lakhs, it is very difficult to get a guaranteed income of 20,82,000. And that too continuously for long 30 years, you're getting the same income. And not even a single day you have to go and search for somebody to maintain this particular property you are buying. So I am trying to pitch to you this as an electronic property, Shwetav. You are buying this property worth 30 lakhs rupees, which can give you guaranteed income of 2 lakhs continuously for 30 long years. And all of those income can be credited back to your NRE account as well.
And to add to that, Rohit, we are not paying at a go. It is like an installment. We can divide it into 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, or 12 years.
Right, absolutely. So definitely that is one of the most important advantage we have with this product. And the death benefit, if you have noticed the death benefit, you can understand that, suppose like my option, I am paying for 20 years maturity option. You can very clearly understand from the 7th year onwards, my death benefit is increasing. I have told you that, my requirement is my lump sum money for my son's education. That requirement is not just my life goal. This is a life goal for my wife. It's a life goal for my parents, as well as all of them in my family. So this product that guarantees a guaranteed benefit if something happens to me is definitely a guarantee that my son will get his education if something happens to me as well.
Definitely. That's the word. You have just justified what I have been saying since beginning. Guarantee. And this product absolutely guarantee that.
Yes, this is all about having a very peaceful living. I said we want to have a very peaceful living in our life, right? Every one of us are looking forward to have a peaceful living, having a guaranteed income, not having any challenge for our kids' education, marriage, etc. This is when I realized an article that I read in a film magazine. Shweta.
Mr.
There was an
Rohit, can I ask you a question?
please, sir.
Is there any exit and entry load?
Sir, we will answer it in the end of the session. Definitely we'll answer it, sir. Just
No,
to continue with the
is this a mutual fund kind of thing?
No, sir. This is a guaranteed investment. We will get back to you by the end of this call, sir.
Okay,
We
right,
will answer
great.
your query by after finishing off.
Yep.
So what we were telling was
it's all about having a peaceful life, Rohit. That is what you
yes,
were telling.
I was explaining about an article which I read in a film magazine, which was explaining Kamal Hassan, the famous actor in India. His parents have made so many buildings in Chennai city so that their son can have a very good income, even if something happens to them or how he will earn. They weren't sure about it. Eventually Kamal Hassan became very successful than his father, and he never wanted to use all of those things. But definitely all of us are working for our kids' benefits, isn't it?
Right, Rohit. Like you rightly said, it is all about having a peaceful living. Health and wealth. I'll put it in that order. That is what we need to have a peaceful living. And also, as parents, as grandparents, it is our responsibility. There are certain responsibilities that we carry. Would you like to create a fixed salary for your child, even if he or she does not get a job? I hope they get a job. They are as successful as Kamal Hassan, like Rohit said, but still, we should have a backup plan for them. Would you like to see your daughter supporting her husband financially, even without working? Would you like your child to be financially independent through their life? Would you be happy to see your son, daughter plan for their kids and their retirement independently? Would you like to see the above things happening? Rohit, will you like to see all these things happening?
Definitely, I want my children to be independent on their own, and I don't want them to struggle by any chance, because ultimate aim of my life is to have a peaceful life for my children. Definitely, yes.
But Rohit, I have one question in my mind. But like all our clients, they have their business. Some are very successful. Some are doing good for them. But God forbid, if like tomorrow they go bankrupt, or like there is some cases against them and all, how this policy is going to benefit? Will it also go away with all their debts and all? Is it the case?
This is when I want to discuss certain legal points here, Mr. Shweta. The most important thing is Married Women Property Act. Like Shweta was explaining how an investment can help us in protecting our wealth. Sir, madam, the Married Women Property Act ensures that, by Section 6, any investment you make with an insurance company can be protected without having any problem in attachment or legal financial issues when you face in your life. Now, the most important advantage of this particular MWPA came up in 2016 when Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code was introduced in the country. After introducing in IBC, Indian government amended certain legislations, example, Income Tax Act, Customs Act, Recovery of Debts due to banks and financial institutions, Payment and Settlement Systems Act, also Companies Act. That means if anybody who make any default by the provisions of above act, the person can be trialed under IBC and he can be declared, how he can be declared bankrupt. That is the provisions they have discussed. Now, the most important thing happened in 2019 when they have amended the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code itself. Shweta, let's assume I have a loan worth 15 lakhs. Okay, I have pledged my gold against it. Unfortunately, the loan became 20 lakhs and 5 lakhs I couldn't pay back. And it's more than my assets, which I have guaranteed to them. Now, the bank or the financial institution can attach any of my assets without even marking a lien on it, without I giving a pledge on it, without I am assigning that to anybody. That is the amendment that IFBC have introduced in 2019. Or let's assume you have a loan, Mr. Shethav, and you are facing a problem in repaying it, but I have given a personal guarantee to you in your loan to the bank. Now the bank can attach my property, including my wife's ornament, without taking any consent or permission from me. That is
But,
when the IBC.
but Rohit, I have just one question. This is all in Indian land and Indian law. How it is going to be beneficial for our NRI clients?
Right. Shwetav, suppose you are in UAE. Tax law applicable to you is in UAE. Customs law applicable for you is in UAE. And you might be having a loan in UAE, right? So you are telling
Right.
me you are in UAE. That is when I am telling you one of the important provision that was introduced in 2020 January, which clearly explained that UAE is now the reciprocating territory of Government of India under Civil Procedure Code. By CPC section 44, the assets of a person can be trialed and attached. Now UAE is a reciprocating territory. Any court in UAE can issue an order against any Indian to get his property attached from India.
But Rohit, we have also clients. I have few clients who are from UK, New Zealand, Australia. What about them? Only UAE or like?
See, I'm showing you an important thing that this is a news publication, Indian Express, which clearly says apart from UAE, the other countries declared to be reciprocating territories are United Kingdom, Singapore, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Trinidad and Tobago, New Zealand, the Cook Islands, the Trust Territories of Western Samoa, Hong Kong, Papua New Guinea, Fiji. I think all of those countries where we have customer has been included in this. Now you tell me, this is your family. Do you want to protect this family against the creditors, against the loan recovery?
Definitely,
Issues
Rohit,
and legal
definitely.
cases, let it be anywhere in the world.
But Rohit,
Have you taken
I
an
have-
insurance? Yes.
yeah, please go ahead.
So have you taken any insurance before? Is that under MWP Act? Have you taken the protection of MWP Act? If not, take out your phone right now, message to the person who have invited you to this call. Let's discuss one-on-one how this will benefit you. Shwetav, every time when I present this or when I read about MWPA, one of the most important questions that comes to my mind is how much does Max Life charge on it? Because last day when I was discussing with a lawyer for creating a will of my uncle, lawyer was telling me it will cost around 25 to 50,000. So what do you think, Shwetav? How much does it cost?
It is absolutely free, Rohit. It's absolutely free. We can attach that MWPA to a policy at zero cost.
Definitely, that is a bigger attraction that we put forward to a customer. You don't have to spend a single penny to protect your investment with Max Life Insurance. Totally a survival money for your family. Do you want to take a survival money similarly? Shwetav,
Definitely.
can we do this in existing policy?
No, Rohit, you cannot attach MWPA to an existing policy. It is when you are taking a new policy only you can get it attached. Once you have taken a policy, MWPA cannot be attached to it, Rohit.
Now, Shwetav, all of out here, most of them want to know what uniqueness Max Life can give for their customers, right? What are the unique features Max Life will give for all of these customers?
Right. This is the time. We have told you about why you are going to come to and invest in India, why people are coming to India, about of our guaranteed products and everything. But the bigger question out here, like I had promised you in the beginning, what are the unique propositions that Max Life has for its NRIs and OCIs? Where do we stand out compared to other companies? First and foremost, you can buy a policy being in your country of residence. So let's say you are in USA, you can buy a policy with us by being in USA. You don't have to visit India to take a policy. And mind you, a lot of companies, this is not there. And also, whenever you are in India, you are free to take a policy from us. So we do have the option of E model and V model. The second point might sound very trivial, but it's very important. The documentation for NRI proposal form through digital medium. Our NRI documentation is the simplest. With this, I like to give a real life story. I'll not give it any. I was doing my MBA in UK and then I was working there for a few years. So once I started, when I got my first salary, I'll not name a company, but my father's friend got hold of me. he wanted me to take a policy. So my father convinced me to take a 50,000 policy. So he couriered me the documents, and it was not long ago. It was 2012. He couriered me the documents with cross marks and all. I signed it, and I again couriered it back to my father. After 2-3 days, 5-6 days, it took 4-5 days, and after that, my father gave me a call. He was furious. He said, "You missed out on 3 signatures." He again couriered it back to me, and I signed it, and I gave it back. So that was the process. And till date, lot of companies are following that process, but not we. All the documents are through scanned documents and through digital medium. So we give you that hassle-free benefit. And coming next to our point is the remittance. You can directly pay us through foreign currency. Mind you, the investment is not in foreign currency. The investment will be in INR, but we give you that flexibility of paying us directly from your foreign bank account to Max Life's account in foreign currency. Other companies are also doing it. What's the big deal? The big deal is if you are paying us through foreign currency, we pay you back in any foreign currency. That I'll explain that. So let's say life insurance is always taken for a longer period, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So today you might be in USA. At the time of maturity, you might not be. You might be in Australia, Singapore, or India, anywhere in the world. So if you have paid through foreign currency, through let's say US dollars, at the time of maturity, you are in UAE, we pay you back in dirhams. You are in Australia, we pay you back in Australian dollars. You are in UK, we pay you back in pounds. You are in India, we are happy to pay you in rupees. You are in USA, you want it in Indian rupees, in Indian bank, we are also happy to do that. So that flexibility we give our clients. And again, I'll
Right, Shweta, so you are explaining to me that.
Yeah, please.
You were explaining to us that if I'm in UAE without even signing a single piece of paper, without sending all those couriers, even in UAE dirham, I can buy this policy, right?
Right. Like I said, it is all digitally. In the beginning, I said we are one of the pioneers in digital when it came to digital selling, and we promise you that, and we do that. So you don't have to sign a single piece of paper. It's all digital. And like I was saying, the remittance, you can pay us in foreign currency, you can take back in foreign currency. Also, if you have an NRE account, you can pay from your NRE account or FCNR account. Then the superstar feature of Max Life, again, I'll say superstar feature is the GST exemption, goods and service tax exemption. Whenever you buy any product in India, there is a GST, and that is also there on financial products. So whenever you buy our guaranteed product, that is a traditional product, you pay a GST of 4.5%. When you go for a term, it is 18%. So when our NRI clients or OCI clients pay through their NRE account, FCNR account, or in foreign currency from their foreign bank account, we exempt the GST. So let's say you are going for a 10 lakh of a policy, the GST amount will be 45,000, good 45,000. And if you are paying through your NRE, FCNR, or your foreign account in foreign currency, we waive that off for you. And what happens in due course? You pay cheaper than Indian residents, and your net IRR goes up, because while a client would have paid 10 lakh 45,000, what return he would have got? By just paying 10 lakhs, you get similar kind of return.
Now, what is next, Shweta?
So next I will say is a very simple thing. Just pick up your phone after this call, or like whenever you are free, and call the advisor who has invited you into this meeting. And me and Rohit, and any one of us will be happy to discuss one-on-one your personal queries, your doubts, and whatever is the solution. And before we wrap up, I'll just like to request all of you, we have few queries in the chat box. If you have any more queries, we are happy to answer. So the forum is open. You can type in your doubts. We are happy to answer, and I'll just go above in the chat and I'll answer few of them. And I'll also
So,
request, I'll ask few of the questions to you, Rohit, also. So before I go, one thing I like to say, in Max Life, we don't, what we preach, we show it through numbers. Like initially when I said ours is a good company, I just didn't say, I just showed you in numbers. I let Google speak for us. If you can just Google those figures, they are absolutely exactly the same. Definitely salespeople are trained to convince and do, that is our job. But we also, because in the words of our esteemed Vice President, Mr. Dinesh Mantri, who is the head for NRI business, like he always says, our motto is to be the most loved financial company in India. Yeah. So Rohit, I'll also like to ask you about one thing which one of our clients has raised. So does the investment is done in USD or it is done in INR?
Yeah, Shweta, I've explained that part very well, that, if you want to buy anything from India, let it be a calculator, let it be a piece of paper, anything you want to buy in India, it should be bought in INR. So definitely your investment will be made in INR itself, but we can accept your investment in foreign currency and we can pay back to you in any foreign currency as per your requirement.
Yes. And there is one more question, that do we have any plans in USD? Unfortunately, right now, the investments will be in INR. We don't have the option where you can directly invest USD. But like again, I said, you can send us USDs, which will be converted and which will be invested in INR. So one more question.
I just see.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, Shweta.
So there is one more question. Is there an entry and exit load? I'd like Rohit to answer this. Is there an entry and exit load?
We haven't discussed anything about equity today. We have discussed about guaranteed investment. So that is a question which is relating to equity investment. So let me just clarify that part first. Then in our equity investment, which is a ULIP plan, unlike any other mutual funds or any of those investment, we are not charging for entry and exit load charges like mutual fund. We don't have it at all.
Yeah, Rohit. So there is one more question. How is this?
One question. Yeah.
I'll do this. How is this different from SBI Life Smart Privilege Plan? Anil sir, I'll just request you, pick up your phone, give your call to your advisor. We will do a comparative study and we will show you how we are different and how we are better. There is one question, Rohit. The ROI is in IRS or USD if invested in USD?
So we won't explain it, I believe, that the rate of interest is in Indian rupee because we are investing in Indian market, right?
So Rohit, and there is a very funny suggestion that the never heard of a George from Kottayam celebrating Diwali. When you quote some stories, no, I can vouch for Rohit. Definitely there is a George and we celebrate. He has celebrated. In fact, George is one of our clients. I can vouch for that. So Rohit is just not talking out of thin air. And to
Definitely.
John Joseph.
One question, Shweta, I have. What about the inflation if we get the same income? Is that clear to you, Shweta? What about the inflation if we get only same income? What does it mean? Is that clear to you, the question?
Yeah. So Rohit, I have just one question to you. I'll answer this, but before that, I'll ask you one question. So let's say if I have 1 crore in my bank account right now, what will be the valuation of it like by 2030? What do you think?
Shweta, see, average interest rate for India in next 10 years is 2%. Average interest rate, expected average interest rate is 2%. So expected inflation in the country or the going on inflation in the country is between 5 to 7%, right? So from that, you can clearly understand that the bank returns are degrowing at -5% for next 10 years, not presently. At present, it is at -1%. So for next 10 years, we are having a negative 5% growth from our market. So it is very important for us to understand when you withdraw 5% of money from your bank account continuously every year for next 10 years, your bank balance will be half of what it is today. So 1 crore in your bank account today will be 50 lakhs after 10 years.
Right.
By value, I didn't mean by any other way, by value of the money.
So, and
without
there is
even
one
requiring a
one question with Mr. Chandan has asked that what are the documents required for from NRI client of USA for SWP? That definitely will tell you that like you can call your advisors. I'll be happy to help you. I can tell you, and so we can discuss it on a one-to-one basis. It is, I can assure you, it is all digital and it is very simple. And Rohit, there is a very interesting question. So, like I like you to answer this because you spoke on that. So there is a question: what is reciprocating territory means? First of all, what does
No,
reciprocating territory?
no, I have explained that part then and there itself, but I'll repeat it again.
Yeah,
That,
sure.
sir, for example, when a particular law is applicable for another territory in the same way it is to be applicable in this territory, then that part of the world is known as reciprocating territory.
Right. Very rightly answered. And there's one last question. For the paucity of time, we'll take just one question, and it's again a very interesting question. My investment advisor recommends market, gold, property, or plus term insurance for fatalities. How does this stand against what you described? So, are you seeing me? Oh, yeah. So, first, I like to say that term insurance is a must. I'll never deny that. But we are talking about guaranteed returns. How it stands, it depends upon your needs. So like I had said, if you have certain needs which you cannot compromise, you have to always go. Like in the case of Rohit, his child's education. In my case, my retirement, I have to go for guaranteed returns. I cannot be in the doubt of a market or like a in that case the property. And my friend Rohit has shown this slide over here. What are the investment options for NRIs in India? So if you can see, NRIs, there's a lot of hassle when it comes to investing in other products. Like there is a taxation part to it, and plus there is a, like if you see in the real estate, when you buy or sell, there is a TDS of 30. On rentals it is 30%, and there is 20% straight TDS while at the time of selling, and plus the hassle of buying and selling. And if you remember in the presentation, Rohit had said that this product is like a e-real estate. You can consider to be as a e-real estate. That means an electronic house where you don't have expenses on repairing it, where you don't have to find somebody to rent it, or you don't have any problems or like headaches, but you get returns. So I hope that answers the question. And with that, I'll like to wrap up this session. Thank you, everyone. I'll again request you, please pick up your phone and call all the advisors, those who have invited you over here. We can speak one-to-one basis. We can clarify your doubts. We can talk on the documentation part. We can talk on the taxation part. So whatever doubts we have, we are happy to help from now till eternity. So with that, I'd like to thank you all once, and I'd like to thank you again, and bye from me. Goodbye, and over to you, Rohit.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming to us and listening to us. Like I know we all are busy, like, you know, you have your own things to do. You're far away from the homeland and you're working your time, and you have taken some time for us. Thanks a lot. Everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you very much for listening.
And I'll just like to add to that. I forgot to add, if you liked what we said, you can give a call, and you can also leave your comments. That will motivate us more to gather more knowledge and share it with you. And I promise you, you will be seeing more of us. To all our advisors present over there, you will be seeing more and more of us. So thank you, everyone. Over and out. Goodbye. God bless all of you, and God bless India. Thank you.
Thank you.